So far, including the current incumbent Prime Minister and Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, Canada has had 23 Prime Ministers since it became a self-governing confederation or dominion in 1867. This video series looks at them using as its main sources the respective Prime Ministers' Wikipedia articles, although I draw to some extent from a book about the first 18 Prime Ministers from John A. Macdonald to Brian Mulroney, published by or written by Jim Lotz and published in 1987. And from Kenneth McNaught's History of Canada. And then from my general other readings in Canadian history, or something like that. And also with regard to the current Prime Minister, I can also point to those House of Commons debates videos that I have watched or listened to, and so forth. Sir John Alexander Macdonald was born in January 1815 in Glasgow, Scotland, and died in June 1891, aged 76, in Ottawa, Canada's capital. He served as the Canadian Prime Minister from July 1867 to November 1873, and again from October 1878 to June 1891. He resigned as Prime Minister over the Pacific Scandal, where his party took bribes from businessmen seeking the contract to build the Canadian Pacific Railway, but he was re-elected in 1878, promising prosperity to Canada and the rapid completion of the railway. And then he was the first Prime Minister of the Confederation of Canada, also the first Prime Minister to die in office. He served 19 years. Only William Lyon Mackenzie King, a Liberal, served longer. By the autumn of 1885, the Canadian Pacific Railway was completed. He promoted the protective tariff of the national policy, which protected the Canadian industries from US competition. He fought to block provincial efforts to take power back from the national government in Ottawa. During his prime ministership, the Confederation was expanded to include the provinces of Manitoba, British Columbia, and Prince Edward Island. He is respected today for his key role in the formation of Canada. Historical rankings have consistently placed him as one of the most highly rated, or one of the highest rated Canadian prime ministers. On the downside, he had a drinking problem, and his relations with French Canadians, especially Quebecers or Quebecois, soured when he allowed the execution of the mentally unbalanced Métis rebel leader Louis Riel in 1885. He was active in politics already since the 1840s during the province of Canada. He had two spouses, Isabella, who died in 1857, and then Agnes Bernard, whom he married in Isabella Clark, his first wife, died in 1857, and Agnes Bernard, his second wife, he married in 1867. He immigrated to what was then Upper Canada, if I remember correctly, with his family already in 1820. Through apprenticeship, he became a lawyer before becoming a politician. And he died of a stroke.